Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chris with Exclusi-V. This is the Mindset Minute. We're coming to you live. Not live. I'm joking. We're over here at the Exclusi-V podcast studio, and we are filming. We got our first guest. We're excited. Slava. How you doing, brother?
Hey, guys. Well, thank you.
He's doing great. I want to pronounce his last name. Borshchev.
Yes,
Borshchev.
Slava Borshchev. Straight
Man,
from Russia.
This guy is feared. He's definitely feared. He how many fights has it been? Like 17 fights that people have walked away.
Cancel. Yeah. 17, 18, 17.
Amazing.
17 fight.
Yeah, 17
Crazy.
non-fights.
That's crazy. No, he should have got one. Like at least, I would give him 17 wins because when someone walks away, you lost.
Correct,
That's
right?
how I see things. No, Slava, right?
Yeah.
Like you should be already 20.
Yeah, it's like a
20.
technical last.
Yeah.
So, the point of this podcast today is to bring him on board and to introduce everyone to him, because he's I had that hard music when we started the podcast, but this guy, he's so nice, so freaking nice until he gets in the ring, and then you're like, holy shit, don't want to mess with that dude. Yeah. So I think that we should make this podcast all about humility and having your character be at the utmost, the top of the top, right? No matter what, no matter through all adversities, everything. Because last podcast we talked about adversity, and so this podcast I'd like to talk about how you maintain your composure and maintain your ability to stay humble through all of this. So let's get some background on you. Where are you from? Where did this all start?
Yeah, I'm from Russia, at Volgograd. There's a former Stalingrad. Yes, and I'm from south of Volgograd. It's a pretty big district, former industrial district. Right now, not even right now, as I was born, it's already all factories kind of died, and a lot of workless people, pretty crime. Yeah,
Tough area.
Yeah.
Tough area. I can
Tough
tell
area.
it's like ghetto. Because you probably know, like in Russia, it's usually people live in high-rise building, and it's very hard to understand the level.
mentality is strong. It's tough there, right?
Yeah, pretty tough. Yeah, but I mean, it's hard to understand the level, like how people reach or not, because it's everyone in a flat. Like some people might be rich, but they live in the pretty same flat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's almost like hidden.
Yeah.
It's like a hidden.
So it's like those buildings,
no one
right?
hit it, but I mean, no one really cared about that. Honestly.
I see.
Like, only if some people very rich, they kind of start show off, look at me,
And then they have
expensive car,
Yeah.
all that, and especially my neighborhood, we call marginal, it's a lot of people who had crime experience, who from
A lot of gangsters.
Yeah, no,
Thugs.
not
Thugs,
real
it's
gangster.
like-
Yeah, just
Thugs.
prisoners.
Wannabe gangster,
Yeah,
basically.
who did any crime. Yeah, and it's funny. We never felt it as we grow up. We felt like it was safe, but later when we realized it was super normal. If some friends just drinking, do over drinking and kill each other, someone killed it. It was
That's normal.
nothing special.
Wow.
Nothing whoa, no one put this in the papers. It's
Wow.
yeah, and
That's wild.
Same
Yeah.
as the area.
Over here, you get a paper cut, and all of a sudden, it's in the news.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy. Also, where I come from, bro, you know how many people got stabbed and died? Oh my God, bro. I would hear about it every week, almost every week, bro.
Wow.
People from school, friends, and
Because you're from Russia too, yeah?
no.
No?
So I'm from
Okay.
Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Okay.
Ukraine.
Yeah, I was born in Ukraine and
Okay.
I lived in Israel, and then I moved here.
Yeah. And then what's the geography for the listeners? You know what I mean? And for
It's
me.
Russia and Ukraine?
Yes.
Or they have
They
the
used
same
to
borders?
be here. Slava actually can explain you really good about it, about SSSR and how it's.
yeah, we were USSR. We were the same country for a long period. Even Russian Empire,
Mhm.
Ukraine was part of Russian Empire too. We for us, for Russians mostly, Ukrainian, Belarus,
Yeah.
Ukraine, Belarus, Russia. It's the same. We're kind of the same people, but
It is the same people, right?
Belarus and Ukraine a little bit better. They have they have their own language. They have their own culture.
That's like Roseville and Citrus Heights.
So it all used to be together, like the U.S. and then all the states fell apart from
I
each other.
see.
Boom, 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 boom. It's almost like California gonna be self-independent country right now, all of a sudden, and then Texas gonna be by itself. So that's how Ukraine and Russia now, they're basically separated states.
Yeah, like
You know?
you,
kind of like
mostly Ukrainian and Belarusian can speak Russian, but Russians
Cannot speak Ukrainian.
Cannot speak
Ukrainian,
Ukrainian.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, because it's crazy, and our listeners, a lot of them have just been growing up in, the United States, and they are so used to just everything being the way it is, and no hardships really outside of like family hardships or made up hardships really. And then when I even start to hear stories like that, or stories like from Rich or from Giovanni, it's like, oh my gosh, how in the world are people complaining about
Exactly.
living here? You know what I mean?
That's the advantage to come from
That's
here,
true.
from a different country, because you can appreciate it when you're born in the USA. So you're born in all this wealth and all this good
Mhm.
that you can have, all these opportunities. So sometimes you ignore them because you get used to them.
Yeah.
You don't even appreciate them. When someone like Slava making a move, or like myself and Gio making a move to really leave the country, your country,
Your
all
country,
your-
what you're used to,
all your
Go
come
to
all the way over
place,
here,
yeah.
then to be a
Different culture.
fighter of all things. You know what I mean? That's a fucking mindset that we want to explore for sure. So,
Wow.
you guys got some questions for him? Because I know.
No,
Uh,
you guys probably don't want to explode. But I can't tell like it's that bad. Like I won't say my my city and where I'm from it's like super bad like hat or no. It just I just want to explain like
It's a good place, but
That's
bad
the
things
life.
happen.
That's the way.
yeah, it's
Life.
like I mean some part of Valence was normal like
Mhm.
for some reason I'm not actually I'm not really sure why because in USSR was very very high level of education.
Okay.
Like just majority people was very educated.
Mhm.
But right after it's collapsing, we call these generations Pepsi Cola generation. Yeah, like they don't know anything.
I love it.
Yeah, because they don't know anything except Hollywood movies. Coca-Cola.
I think we have that in America right now.
Yeah, but like when it came to us, that was kind of new, probably.
Yeah.
Like we even have like we call some people, like very rich people who become rich accidentally after
Oh.
USSR collapsing. We
Because
call
the
them
money changed.
yeah,
and
we
everything,
call them new Russians,
Yeah.
and that's probably was the reason why the criminal level was that high because the people was uneducated, and they get the money like accidentally, like but hella big money,
Yeah.
extremely big money, and they don't really even know how used to it. They just start buying like crazy expensive car, like guns, like
Not
doing
saving, not
crazy
being
things.
conservative.
Yeah.
They've been just real crazy with their money.
Yeah, and
Yep.
this time was very scared. Like it's 90s, like was very scared in Russia. because,
90s
like,
was the biggest years of the crime there.
Yes.
Especially in Russia. All the big mafia and gangsters, yeah. 90s was their prime. And then after the 90s, they started going down.
yes.
Because they
So tell me what happened with how did the police and how did that all go down? What happened to the policing of the crime? And
That's actually one reason why some people start like Putin because Putin for a little bit, like I'm not sure for how long, but I remember like for some reason I think the best year which I remember it was 2010, something like this. The oil price was high enough,
Mhm.
yes, and at this time like police and FSB, it's like FBI, yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's
control,
like the-
start control everything.
See?
Like probably like all crimes groups almost kill each other.
Mhm.
Yes, and police just was waiting for that, and
they all killed
and,
each other, basically, all
Yeah.
clean the area for themselves.
Yes.
Well, and that's what's so interesting is that, in societies, government control is, I believe, necessary to an extent, but when it starts overstepping or there starts to be some kind of a, extra force that's pushing, and it seems like so much government is controlling, like, your ability to make a decision or your ability to, I don't know, get a vaccine or not, those type of things. That's where corruption, because what is your belief on this? Do you believe that people innately, like internally, will be more apt to be corrupt or be good? Which one? If faced with a choice, right? So what I'm trying to get at is if you have a choice of, my family and the people that are closest to me will do really well if I do this choice. I'm going to take that, or I'm going to do what's right by just how I feel. What do you think the person in general is going to do?
Okay, like just please give me a little bit of time. I know my English is not good enough,
Yeah.
but I can surprise you.
Okay.
I was thinking about it a lot, because like I really like to teach about capitalism,
Yes.
about the communism. I really like this. I like all these
Love it.
ideas, socialism. Yes, and the one really I heard one very very interesting thing. It's like one of the things what you can hear from like Instagram, like, like it's not
Yeah.
even scientist book, whatever. But
This is like a saying.
But this sitting in my mind right now, it's a story about like how professor, I'm not sure where, doesn't really matter. In university, the professor asked the students like, what do you think the first print of civilization, like first? And all students start talking about like fire, about like wheel.
Mhm.
And finally, professor said, no, the first print of civilization was when we found the bone, this bone,
Femur bone.
like, which was broken, and fixed it again. And it means like was like 5,000, whatever, 10,000, maybe millions years ago.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And it means someone taking care about this person all this time, when this person can't walk, can't like do anything. Like this person was useless.
Mhm.
And in the animal world, any animal just kill them or just
Leave them alone.
leave them alone. Yeah, because
But
no one
humans-
cares. And this was first step of civilization. Means like when humans start like
Caring.
taking care about, and that's probably my answer. Like, yes, I believe like the humanity, like it's more about taking care about each other. It's not about corruptions.
Yeah.
Like it's someone try to put these ideas in the mind. Like, no, we like
Yes.
we have to kill each other. We like was like
love it.
always comparative.
I love
I
it.
want to add for that. You're very right about it. I think that in the beginning we started as individuals, like you said. Once we start to be a collective, as small groups, as for people to help each other, to understand that we are like to sit on one place and not just to go from a place to a place. To sit in one place and build a house or be in a village or something like that. This is where the civilization started, and I think that in the modern time today, we start to go back actually to be individuals more and more and more and more. And it started by separating us to make us apart. If it's through especially it's from the technology, all
The
the
technology killed it.
yes.
Everybody on the
It could be
phone.
because you look different. It could be you start separating because
So
you
many
think
reasons.
different.
Right.
All of those. I love it. I love it.
So
Keep
I
going.
think no. So that's it. I think we are actually the evolution is like de-evolution right now. We are
De-evolution, right.
Also, guys, do you
yeah, go
realize one thing? Okay, when people open the phone, Instagram, for example, there's millions of people. You see millions of comments, millions of ideas, everything, but people still feel lonely. You're open to so many people, so many,
But
and you
you're more
still feel
than
lonely
you've ever felt.
because everything is through the phone
Mhm.
and not through face
It's
to
not
face
actual
or eyes.
touch.
That's
feel,
why.
our natural
And
senses.
also a lot
Yeah.
of Instagram pages fakes.
Mhm.
A
Yeah,
lot.
they try
You
to
see people. You see
show-
the good life of the people.
Yeah.
You don't see the bad life. You
Yeah,
know,
Instagram is the new
yeah.
propaganda
Mhm.
of the
Yeah.
old days.
Everybody's rich on Instagram,
Mhm.
but then
But go back to what you were saying, Rich, because that's so. What I'm thinking is very along the same lines. When we're born, we are innately good. It's like you have a puppy, and a puppy is gonna
Always
be good,
happy.
always wants affection, wants any animal, anything that really is alive. They just want to be held and loved and cared for, unless it's a snake or a scorpion. I don't know. Maybe they're just fearful. Who knows?
They also I see some of the TV
So-
shows that you pet a snake and he's just stay in the spot, let you pet him. Everybody wants
Spoilers.
affection.
I'm gonna let
Everybody
you
wants
do that.
affection.
I'm not gonna be doing
Me
that.
neither, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe a scorpion.
No, you
but-
know, and
but,
the-
but you see again, like why people start doing that? Why like some people like put their whole life to taking care about like to
Themselves?
take care of animals?
Oh,
Yeah,
and
like-
animals.
Yes,
It's crazy,
absolutely,
like,
because
why
they
they
don't
do
talk back. They don't.
Can you imagine bears start taking care of you? Like, can you imagine? No. Yeah, but the
No,
humans
because our
do.
species, and if we want to get scientific,
Yeah,
about it,
if we can go
Yes.
philosophic, the birds do take care of us.
mhm.
We don't listen to their signs or we don't use them, but they are. You know that birds, if you're gonna have a hard winter, they're gonna leave the area way sooner. So if you notice this, you don't need the
the
TV
weather
show.
change.
Yeah, you already
Yeah,
know.
but they do it instinctively.
Yes, instantly. Yeah,
right.
It's our choice.
Compassion.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
like when my daughter asked me, like, for example, we're watching the videos. Like she liked to watch the documentary about
Yes.
animals.
Yes. Oh yeah. Like
Yes.
National
And
Geographic.
she really liked, like, for example, leopard.
Mhm.
And when
I
we're
love
watching
them.
like
That's my
how
favorite
leopard kill like other animals, she asked me like, does leopard bad?
Mhm.
I said no, because he have no choice. He's like, it's his
Instinct.
It's his nature.
Nature.
But you have a choice.
Yeah.
That's the difference
Yep.
between like people.
Yeah, and that's why
animals.
people are.
So why it's hard? Why it's hard to make this choice of helping? Why we mostly these days I see people choosing to help themselves, even if it's a stepping on someone else. You
Yes.
know,
Because
I
no
can
one
give
helps
my
no
opinion
one.
if you guys
Yeah,
are
go ahead.
okay. So I think people are innately grown. They start out good. What ends up happening is through generational curses or generational blessings, things happen for that child, and in those formidable years, from 3 to 8 years old, they are either loved or they're going through trauma. That is the developmental period for your frontal lobe. That's where I start getting scientific into it. And I go, okay, the frontal lobe is what differentiates us from apes, or what makes us able to make choices that have to do with our future and have to do with anything else. And then no other species on the planet can do that. So if you have trauma, then your natural instinct as a human being is to fight or flight, right? And if you are naturally being beaten all the time and you cannot overcome that feeling, maybe your natural body's response is to not produce testosterone. Maybe it's not, it's not going to produce, and it's going to start to produce more estrogen, and you're going to start to be more timid and, scared. The female is estrogenic, right? And so they're naturally the ones that have more, timid nature. And so, I've met quite a few people, and I've kind of noticed, when they're young, if they go through a lot of trauma, that's where they have a choice. I'm either not going to repeat what my history has shown in my family, and I'm going to change it, or they follow along the same path. And when they try to change it, it's really, really difficult still. There's a lot of natural things that come out, yelling, or, then they feel bad and they stop.
That's the instinct.
Those kind of things. So,
Yeah.
I think it's just evolution, and it's because overpopulation, and there's also, you have to make a choice. Who am I going to protect? The whole, or
but why?
close.
Why the instinct is to choose yourself over the others? Because I think you have an answer for that. You want to give your opinion? about it?
Yeah.
Go ahead. You have an opinion about that?
I feel like, first of all, whatever you said, I really, really agree with it. I feel like it has to do a lot.
Yeah.
Because if you grow up through trauma, most of the chances that you're gonna go trauma to the world, because that's the energy that you have within you, so it's coming out. There is, of course, ways to change that and completely change, because in the end of the day, it's your choice if to be a bad person or a good person.
Yes.
But I feel like helping others is the most important thing. When someone tells me thank you, it means so much to me.
Yep.
Rather than like even helping someone, the thank you. If you really help someone, I feel like it has above than any power above that, you know? Because like for me personally, when I help people or when I teach people things, it just makes me feel so special inside.
Yep.
If I give someone money, for example, I know I helped him for the day, but I know it's nothing gonna change.
Yeah.
Tomorrow he's gonna be a homeless person again.
Yes.
Well, how did I help him? But when I give him a knowledge that can actually make a change in his life
Change the
and
trajectory.
elevate his completely life differently, because one small change can change so much for you. You don't understand. Like,
Oh,
even the
absolutely.
smallest thing, the smallest thing can change so much. And once you start with that small change and really go for it, you have different results because you moved something.
So
No
I want to
matter.
I want to turn it over to Slava, because I want to know, growing up in the circumstances that you did, you say that it wasn't that bad. You obviously had love in your life. You were loved. Can you explain who has mentored you? Who has been the cultivator of your mind?
Oh, this is actually a super hard question. I grew up with my grandma.
Okay.
Yeah, like my dad, he kind of he was in my life for I can say he's like just left me. Even my mom a little bit, but I grew up straight with my grandma, and I believe mostly the main thing which grow me up, like maybe build me like a person as a person. I think it's gym. Yeah,
Gym.
it's my team. Yeah, my hometown team.
Sport.
So that's where the love is, the
Yeah,
community, because you didn't have it in your direct family.
yeah, community, exactly. And
Thank God for it.
also,
you know?
it's so many reasons. I mean, so many things came from there. Like, I just believe I'm just lucky because the coach, my head coach from my hometown team, just very good person, just like
Yes.
a person. Yes, and I follow him. Like, I can tell, like, I'm a mix of my dad and him, like mentally,
Mhm.
like, because my dad, he's like like very impressive person, like like talking loud like this,
Boisterous.
but he character, like he can balance that, like he like charismatic.
Mhm.
My coach, he was like very calm, like
Calm and tough, probably, right? Like Russian coach.
He's like small guy, but as he in the room, like
Always
just like you
respected.
said, you feel like so much testosterone.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like,
you feel his power.
You feel his power. Yeah, like, but like you never can tell why. You can say he fighter. Like,
So what needs to happen is you need to interview him
yes,
as to his.
yes, and like I
upbringing.
believe it was perfect mix
Mhm.
between like my natural character and his character. Like,
Yeah.
but also at the same time, like when I grow up, like I feel, like it's very important for kids sometimes to understand, like maybe just personal for me, but I would like to feel when I'm useful, like when I start.
Oh, yeah.
As I start like have
Purpose.
any success in a
Mhm.
sport, that's changed me like a lot. Like
You grew with every win,
like
basically.
like crazy. Like
Even
flip-
now,
flip,
especially,
like-
right? Even now, after
Even
every
now.
win you bring, you probably feel like you're on top of the world and you get stronger and stronger, right?
no. Now it's different. Come on, like I already have like
You're already in your prime,
more than
basically.
200 fights for sure.
Yeah.
Like
Jesus.
my first fight was 2002. Yeah, like it's not the same. It's completely not the same.
Sorry
It's
to
like-
cut you, but I have to say I really relate to his story because my father wasn't in my life as well, and I also came from a very poor area from Israel, and my mom had to raise us by herself, so she wasn't much at home, and I got a lot of I feel like I'm a mix of my mom and my coach. Like the coach, the judo, everything. That's what kept me like going. That's what gave me hope, first of all, because I was in like a dark place as a kid, that I don't even know that I'm in a dark place, like just life, and I saw something different, like different option through the sport and my team and my coach. So I feel also like I'm part emotional before my mom, and like I got the men part, for myself and for my coach. So I love it. I have to ask you something, Slava. I know that you have a fight coming up. I know you for a while. We all know you for a while. The thing that I'm more curious about you always so nice, like Chris said, always so composed. I was so different when I was fighting. I was in the same mode all the time when I'm fighting and when I'm off the fight. I was always like mad,
Angry.
always like angry, always like and you so calm.
Aggressive?
I'm
You
very
mean?
aggressive. Yeah, I was very aggressive in my life, and that's why I felt like that was my strength. How do you know to press the button and activate it in the fight? How you can switch it? How do you do it? Give me your point of it.
What
I
happens?
believe
Yeah.
it's just like I'm doing this already about like 20 years. Yeah, and it's just like part of my life which I control maybe even better than just regular life. Like fight is like natural for me. Like I remember like I gave one interview and I said my reaction of fear, like if I'm scared, somebody can be punched. Like, normal people can run away, but I can punch because like it's all what I do. Like for my whole life, it's what I'm learning. Yeah, I think it's very simple. It's just experience. Like some people like do commercial fishing. It's like extremely dangerous. Yeah, or like some people firemen, or like they work on like very up on the
Right.
roof, and they just start used to it, and like
Instincts.
it's already
You
part of their
instincts.
life. Yeah. Yeah.
But do you do any mental preparation before the fight? Do you do any mental, like maybe with yourself, meditation, or I don't know, go to
yeah,
What's like
I
your
work
daily
on it.
ritual? Like you have a daily. What time you wake up? What time you go to bed? What time you eat this meal? What time you do you do? Are you spiritual? Do you have time for you and a higher power?
Yeah, I always build my schedule of like on a training session. It
Trainings.
depends like what time is training.
Yeah.
Yes, and like back in the days, because I used to go to the university, like
Mhm.
academy. I finished police academy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And like now it's family.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, like I just share my time with family. That's
Nice.
it. But I honestly like so many things in the life interesting, which like I'm interested in, like, and I feel like I don't have enough time, but sport is just like main, like it's like, I know it's my way, it's my job. It's like everything for me. Like, and I mean, like everything, like I'm
Revolves
building,
around
around it. Yeah. Like I woke up right now, for example, I woke up like around like 7 a.m., 6:30. Yes. Breakfast, taking care of my puppy. I bought a puppy for my dog.
Nice.
Yes, and 8:30 I have a class usual with Uriah. Like it's practice before practice. After I go on practice, like 9:30. Yes, and actually, like the reason why I can do it right now, because I have a very, very big support from like group of people. It's like Eddie's brothers, like it's like Sean, Aaron, Lucas, and Marcus, and also like this guy's dad. Like they support me a lot right now, and now I'm focusing just on the fights.
Awesome.
Yeah, in USA, it actually was a little problem for me because as I came here, like back in Russia, I was a full-time fighter for my whole life. I never did any extra job, like nothing else, like except a fight. Here, like I had a period, especially because of coronavirus. Yeah.
First of all, the living is not cheap here. You're in California, you know. It's...
No, but before that, like Uriah support me with everything. It was great. Yeah, but like as a start, like we're kind of confused.
Now, because all your fights getting canceled, you get cancel after cancel, right?
Gym was shut down for a couple
COVID.
of months. Yeah, like that was like whoa.
Yeah, tough stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we're running into 26 minutes right about now, almost 27. We got 3 minutes to
we do more?
kind of wrap
We
up.
can do
but
part 2, of course.
we absolutely can do
Because I
part
want
2.
to ask, I think we need to dig more.
Okay, you
dive
know what?
About the
on him.
fight, I want
I'm
to
getting
see when he's...
the executive
That's
order.
That's it. We continue for
We're
another
gonna-
round.
We're going
Part
to
two.
continue for part 2.
So
But
okay.
so as soon as that comes up, we'll take a little break. But what I was gonna come up with something because you were talking about how you know, your training is the cornerstone of your life, right? And that is what. So that's when we talk about things here with Exclusi-V. The Exclusi-V mindset has to do with your drive, your energy, and you have to have a purpose, and you have to have a why. All right. There's a saying that goes, if your why doesn't make you cry, it's not a strong enough why. So how many times have you cried when you won a fight, or, you know, been so happy? Like, has that ever happened? Or, you know, have been so emotional around fighting? It has to be there. It has to be. Because that is
He
your
always
why,
surprised
right?
me with his answers. He
Yeah,
always
no.
surprised me. I
No,
love his point of view.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
No, that's just interesting because like I can't remember like I was crying when I was super happy.
Mhm.
Like, but I remember I can tell you this story. It's funny. Like as I start training in downtown of my city, and we like with new team which make me world champ.
Sure.
Like, like exactly with this coach. Remember what I told you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, and that the sparring there was super tough, like extremely tough, like and like zero mercy even from adult people. Like I was
They'll
like,
beat up each other.
yeah,
huh?
so bad. Like for example, Rizvan Esaev, he wasn't my favorite guy. I believe he one of the reason why I become so good fighter. He was adult already, world champ. I was just junior, not even junior, like
He sharped
younger
you
than junior.
probably, right?
And
Maybe.
as like, you know, as he saw like I injured, he started kicking only this part, like which is, yeah, like,
wow.
he beat me so bad.
That sounds like Rich's coach. Like,
Yeah, because we used to train with Russians, so I really believe him. They are crazy. The only club that I used to be afraid to go to when
he was the Russian.
it's because everybody else was afraid of us, but we was afraid of the Russian. Everybody's like 200 pounds, and they run into you, and, and I was like,
Oh my gosh.
they don't care how old you are, they don't care how much you weigh, they don't care about.
So
nothing.
real quick, you got 40 seconds to talk about the crying.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah, I want to talk
and
about you crying. I want this guy to cry.
Yeah, sometimes like I used to go back home in the bus.
Mhm.
I sit like behind when no one can see me and start crying because I like what the fuck? I working so hard and still get my ass kicked. Like, why?
Wow.
Like, and it was like I can't say it was once. It was a couple
It's happen
times.
often.
So we got to dig deep, man. This part 2 is going to be good.
Yeah, we have to do a part
We're gonna,
2.
Yeah, because we're going to dig deeper and we're going to find out what your why is. Because I know it's in there. You're trying to impress something. There's something, but we're going to come back with that. This is Exclusi-V Mindset Minutes
With
And
Slava part 1.
with Slava Part 1. We'll be right back.